Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ecom and Beyond. Anthony cannot make it today, so I brought my favorite Fatman the Flipper. What's up, Alex?
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody?
I really
Good morning.
appreciate you coming in and something for Anthony. I really appreciate it.
No problem, man. I got nothing but time on my hands now.
I was, I was thinking to myself, like, I gotta get somebody for the show. I was like, who can I bring on? I was like, you know what? Alex would be fantastic. He was back by popular demand. I know, a lot of it was from the part of it was from the singing from the last show.
My what do you call it? My cover of Fergie's Fergie's national anthem?
So I'm gonna go through the chat and I'll see who's here and say my good mornings. We have Infamous Stacker, good morning. Sandollar, good morning. Bernie Brands, how you doing? Good morning. Perlini, how you doing? Sleepless Hunter, aka Magma. Good morning. We have Larry. Good morning, Larry. He's up in Erie. How you doing, buddy? We have Alex. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Scott. What's up, buddy? Kelly, the Ecom on board. Good morning. Bluegrass Picker. Go Chiefs. Need them to have 2 more points for me to be officially good Chiefs, but good Chiefs. I bet on the game and I picked the parlay. I went over in the Chiefs. They didn't go over. They're 2 points off. I would have won $177 if they went 2 more points. Diane Matthews, good morning. We got Eric Bischoff in the house. What's up, bud? Steampunk Town, good morning. And Moronic Pest, good morning. If anyone else I missed, just say hello and I'll try to make sure to get to you. But I know this is a little thrown off our schedule because Anthony is supposed to be on his channel, but due to the circumstances, we're here. So I appreciate everyone for coming in.
Yeah, if we could all just keep Anthony in your thoughts, send out some good vibes, pray, whatever it is you do. So Anthony can get better soon.
Yeah, he's I'm pretty sure he has like a pretty bad case of the flu. He said he was throwing up and stuff a lot, and he was actually getting a little sick towards the end of our show yesterday. So um, it's a bad string of the virus going around. So I hope he can get rid of it pretty quick. Because I had a touch of it that 1 week where Anthony had his foot problem. So I have a little good idea of how it is, but
Yeah, everybody's getting sick now, man. It's like everybody, all week, all I've heard is, "Oh, this person's sick, that person's sick." I don't know why I'm not sick. I don't know. I'm lucky like that. I barely ever get sick. I used to get sick like 4 times a year. Now it's like once every 2 years. Like very random for me to get sick.
I'll
But
probably.
I do get sick whenever I say that I don't get sick. So I might get sick soon.
I hope the show doesn't get you sick. We
Man,
might be contagious here.
this show is contagious.
Yeah, Brittany says, knock on wood. Yeah, you better. There you go. Yeah, Anthony has the flu, Matt. Beacon vending and flipping. He couldn't be here with us. He was feeling a little sick at the end of our show yesterday. So he was messaging me telling me like, yeah, I better find a backup just in case, because I had a feeling that it was going to be pretty bad if it was bad yesterday like that. So that flu is bad. I guess it's because of the weather. You know, one day it's 70, especially in Pennsylvania. One day it's 70, next day it's 30. People are, dressing different or, whatever. So the flu bug is in full effect.
Yeah. Little Bunny Fufu, what's up? Little Bunny Fufu.
Let me guess who that is. Jacob Michaels. What's up, bud? Pretty sure who that was. I think he was on Alexa's channel with that name.
Yeah, I just remember it was like this rabbit just showed up, doing all kind of crazy stuff. I'm not sure if that's the same Bunny Fufu. I'm pretty sure it is. Yep, same Bunny Fufu.
What's up, Jacob? So today I was trying to figure out a topic because I was, I didn't expect to really do the show, but then, I thought about it and I was like, Alex, what do you want to talk about today? So Alex was like, let's talk about motivation, dreams, what motivates us, and really, what our dreams are for what we're doing. So I'll start the show off by letting Alex. I'll pass the rock to
Man,
Alex.
you gonna put me on the spot, bro? You gonna put me on the spot? Well, how about this? Everybody in the chat, write down what your like. Type in chat what your dreams are, right? And then because I think it's important to have dreams, man. Why? Because you need to have a dream. This is how I feel, right? I say you need to, but you don't need to do nothing. But it's good to have a dream because without a dream, um, it's like the dream is it's kind of confusing. There's goals and then there's dreams. To realize a dream, you need to have goals, and to realize those goals, you need to have some sort of ambition or motivation. Something that drives you, something that moves you. But ultimately, I think that the dream is the actual journey of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole experience, bro. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, you definitely need to have some goals, man. I mean, ultimately, what are your goals? Like what are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? What is the object of your dream? What is that thing in your dream that ultimately you need that motivation for? You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's definitely be able to just do what I love doing, which is being creative, bro. I love the whole. I'm just a creative person, and I love exploring my creativity. And I love doing things that involve like art or everything's like a poem or artwork to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love to do. And as long as I'm doing that, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Or like I'm good. You know. So ultimately, like I'm reselling because it's getting me to where I want to go, and it's also giving me the opportunity to dive more into my creativity. It's giving me that financial freedom to a sense where I'm able to take the time to do things that I enjoy doing. Like yesterday, I created a logo for Oscar, and I took the time to do it because it just came to me. I was like, dude, I feel like doing it. I'm gonna do it, and I was able to do it because I'm motivated in the other things that I'm doing that's allowing me to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have stayed working or doing whatever I was doing because I had to, but I didn't have to. Because ultimately to me, like success and everything, it's not so much about income. You know, but I'm a different situation than most people. Most people like you got kids, you got a wife, you got a house that you pay, and I'm just in a whole different you know situation. I got no kids, I got no wife, and I'm not looking to have kids or a wife anytime. Like the day it happens, but I'm not looking for it. I'm just trying to enjoy life right now.
Right, I hear you. He'd be a good dad whenever the time comes.
Oh yeah, I know.
I can tell for sure.
Yeah, I'll teach my kids how to sing. Financial independence by fear. All right, let's read some of these comments. Let's read some of these comments.
My wife just distracted me with donuts. Um, she also said, I had a dream about you last night, Alex. We were sourcing together.
At 25 cents. 25 cents.
Sleepless Hustler says, my dreams is to be the next Dave Ramsey and pay cash with everything.
That's a good dream.
PK Vending and Flipping says, I want to be free.
Oh, we can get deep with that. That's
Yeah.
we could totally break that down. That's a good one.
Alexa says, my dream is to be self-sustaining lifestyle. Kelly, the Ecom Award, says, I want to retire from my job and be able to work at home and be able to travel more for martial arts and hope to pass my black belt test in May.
Ooh, don't mess with Kelly. She'll go Jackie Chan on you, bro.
Eric Bischoff says, financial independence by 50 and serves others.
That's nice. I like that one.
Debit free. I want to be able not to stress about money all the time. That's like the thing with me. I just want to be good. You know what I mean? And I want to be able to do what I want whenever I want. You know, if I want to go to a beach somewhere, I just buy the ticket and I just go. That's basically where I want to get to at one point. But for the most part, just really enjoy family. You know what I mean? Like really enjoy my kids and be around and not have to go, well, I can't do this because I got to work today. And that goes with reselling too. That's like, I don't want to have to deal with that. I want to just be able to do whatever life comes at me. Brittany says, dream to be able to provide for my kids tenfold of what I had to grow up, such as the ability to travel, experience new things firsthand. I think we're pretty close on goals there, Brittany, me and you.
See now, well, I want to say what's up to D. What's up, D? Let me tell you something though. Like, all right, everybody's mentioning something to do with like finances. You know what I'm saying? Money. Everybody got that dream, you know, like be financially free, man. You know, which is good. It's a good dream to have. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying? What dreams do you got? How about you, Nate? What kind of dreams do you have outside of money? Because money is easy to get, dog. I'm sorry to tell you. That's an easy dream to achieve. Yeah, you gotta work hard and all that stuff, but in all reality, that's something very basic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's simple. Um, I'm talking about like a dream, something that's so wild that you can only imagine it, but you can achieve it. But it's something so difficult. Like my biggest dream, right? And this is crazy. I had said it before. I want to be Oprah or I want to be Ellen, dude. Like I want, and not because of the fame, but because of what they do, right?
Right.
In the scale that they do it. I want to be able to reach and affect people's lives in a positive way in that scale, you know? Like I could wear a mask for the rest of my life. I don't want nobody to see me, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's more about like the lives that I can change
Right.
in an instant, bro. You know, just by the snap of a finger, your life has changed. And yeah, the majority of that, the reason they're able to do that is because of money. But that's controllable. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
lives that you change is really kind of uncontrollable. And another dream I have is to make a movie. You know, that's another one that's kind of like, you know, it's like, oh, you want to make a movie? What, you think you're Martin Scorsese? I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool if like Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Al Pacino, you know, and I don't know, Dennis Rodman were in a movie together, you know, and everybody watched it, and I directed, and you know, I did the whole like. I would love that. Would be a great dream.
I don't know. Like, I guess I never really thought of my dream, really. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so busy in the hustle and bustle that I really don't really think about it. But now that I kind of thought about it for a second, mine is kind of like Gary Vee, I guess, where he's able to travel and help people. And instead of owning the Jets, obviously I want the Steelers. And that's part of the reason why I said Gary Vee, because he wants to own a football team. I want the Steelers. Now, I know the Steelers are worth way more than the Jets, so I got a real big hill to climb for that. But But I just really love like just doing this, like just talking to people and giving my insights on business or life or just talking to people. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I really enjoy that part of it. But I think like what Gary Vee does, and like I'm not saying like to run around and get paid or whatever like he does. I'm just saying like I'd even do like a free thing, like to pay for me to get out there type thing. You know what I mean? Where it would be like for charity or whatever. Like I already have the money, so the rest of what I want to do is just help others, and that's truly what I want to do. Like, and that's why I enjoy doing YouTube and kind of doing everything we do on our show and everything like that. So, but yeah, that's I'm glad that you said that because honestly, I've never really thought about my dream. You know what I mean? As crazy as that might sound, like because we all think about the money, and you're 100% correct. Like money isn't the most important thing for me, or um, but I'm always thinking about that part of it that you never really dream, and the dream and your motivation kind of work hand in hand. Not that I'm losing motivation or lack thereof, but it kind of helps fuel that whenever you are having one of those moments like I just don't feel like doing nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that you picked this topic and everything today.
I just think it's interesting, man, because everybody in the chat, you, me, and so many other people, we're all resellers in one form or the other, whether it's a drop shipping, whether it's eBay, whether it's Amazon, retail arbitrage. We're all, in business, but that's what we do for a living. But I think it's important that while you're doing that, you find a reason to live too. You know what I'm saying? Because we were talking about it backstage, dude. Like, what was it? You had said that like you're taking more time now to follow like NBA and stuff like that, right?
Mm,
And it's the balance of it and the importance. See, I think I think you could be on a beach, on an island, tropical island somewhere, wherever it is that you want to be,
right,
right? Completely doing something outside of what your norm is, which is shipping, listing, taking pictures, sourcing. You get what I'm saying? You could be doing something outside of what you do on a daily basis, which is going to take that frustration, that stress, off of your shoulders, but still be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be at the beach listing. You could literally do it. If you set yourself up for it, you could do it. Like I was telling you, you could watch your games or your ESPN and still be working for the stress of the same being in the office or in the
not
rat
the
cave.
basement, right,
I live in the fat cave. You live in the rat cave. You know what I'm saying? But you're doing something you enjoy to do outside of it. That is part of your dream.
right,
Right? Sports. You would love to own the Steelers, dude. Or whatever it is. But you're still working on what you're working on,
right,
which is something that you enjoy as well. But everybody, I don't care who you are, there's people that you can tell by the look of their face that they're like super stressed out. They
right,
never smile, they never laugh. And that happens. That happens to all of us because we're human, dude. So
right,
it's good to have a dream and to realize what your dream is. Think about before you knew what money was, because everybody attaches it to money. We think that by having money, we're gonna be free. It's not true. It's not true. I've had a lot of money at one point in my life, a lot of money, and it didn't. I felt bad back then. I have less money now, and I have more. I feel more free, and it's because I put all the things that I felt were holding me back from realizing my dream. But I realized what my dream was. So it's good to like think about, okay, what would my dream be outside of making money? You know?
right. I want to say hi to a few people that came in the chat. Uh, Tracy, uniquely me, thank you for coming in. We have Georgina. We have D flipping particles. And if I missed you, let me see if I find anybody else. We got a bunch of people hopped in at one time. And usually Vintage, good morning. Elma G, good morning.
That's my mom's.
I was gonna say she probably yelled at you last time for singing so loud last time. She probably said, "Listen, I'll come on there and watch you. Just make sure you don't go live and sing." We have Victoria, good morning. Shane M, good morning. I think he said that. I think I missed it above. He said something about he uploaded a video from eBig Open from this year or last year, I should say. I think I lost the comment. My stream.
Yeah, I think I saw that too. But was he talking to me? I don't remember giving nobody a vape. I think he was talking to Alexis.
Okay.
That's what I just assumed because I don't remember. But whatever.
Anybody else I missed, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure I got it to everyone.
You got Georgina?
Yep.
You got Siosa, right?
Yeah.
We got Sleepless Hustler. Did you get Eric Bischoff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got him earlier, right?
Yep.
Tag, you're it. Y'all know about that? Do y'all know about the tag your it thing? I started it not too long ago on somebody's live show. It just came to my mind and I was like, I'm gonna play tag with people. So I'm gonna pick somebody right now and I'm gonna tag you. And the rule of the game is when somebody new pops into the chat, you gotta tag them, let them know that they're it, and let them know that they have to tag somebody else that's new. All right. We're gonna play tag. And right now, Victoria from Adventures in Reselling, what's up? Tag, you're it. Now you gotta tag somebody that jumps into the chat that you haven't seen in the chat yet. We keep going.
Yeah, like you were talking about, like having a life balance but being able to work, like like me watching sports, but I'm able to work a little bit, but it's a little more enjoyable. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, like you said, I'll just come down here, I'll put YouTube on, I'm listening, I'm doing all kind of other stuff or whatever, and I don't miss out on some of the things that I can enjoy while doing my work. So that's like I've always said I wanted to do this. I want to put a TV screen here just in case. You know what I mean? Where I can do a couple different things with it. Not only watch TV, but I can have that set up so I can able to do the same thing. I can stream on my laptop, but I want something that's totally additional to what I have. So this way I can just keep the game on or go up and look. So I love sports. I played sports all the way through, even college. I played college football, and football's always been something I enjoyed. And the craziest thing is I didn't play football until I was in middle school. Partly because they said they had like the weight limits and stuff, where I was always had to play like with kids like 6 years older than me. So I was like, I ain't no good. Like, what's an 8-year-old playing with 14-year-old kids?
Man, we used to play football on the street, tackle football, dog. Me, Anthony, Chris, Jose, Benji, man, the whole gang. Everybody after school and before school. Before school, we will play in the schoolyard. But after school, we all go to somebody's house and on the street, on the pavement, we would play tackle football, dude. 12 years old, crazy. Everybody go home with like scrapes and cuts and broken bones.
We used to play tackle too, but we didn't play in the street because my mom would have never let me do that. But
well, my mom never let me do it. I was just getting in trouble.
My mom was one of those ones that if I went somewhere, she would either drive past to see what I'm doing or call me. Well, that was before I had phones, but We played football at there was a church, uh, big field in this church, big. Yeah, I mean it was a little bit of a slope. So if you had to go the one way, you had to kind of run uphill, which for me I was almost like running backwards. But anyway, so uh, I love playing football. Like I was a big dude, but people always interested in my athletic ability because I was big, and I wasn't like sloppy big. I was like just a little bit bigger than everyone. So people were playing positions, and I was like, let me play middle linebacker. And they're like, middle linebacker, you gotta play defensive line. I'm like, because we had positions, we played 11 on 11. So I was like, no, let me play middle linebacker. So I played. I was playing. I had a bunch of tackles. I had a pick for a touchdown, and I went to tackle somebody. My finger got caught in their shirt, and they kept spinning. So my finger kept spinning, right? So literally, my finger's like going this way. Like it's supposed to go this way. It's going this way. So I just cracked it back in place, and I still played. I ended up having to go to the hospital after the game, but I finished the game. So that's how much I enjoyed just playing football. Just I didn't want to quit and go home and boo hoo. I got a broken finger or whatever. I snapped that thing back into place at 12 years old, and it's probably why my hand don't really work that good on this hand because of my finger. But it's something that I always enjoyed, and sports was always a big thing for me growing up. I played baseball, basketball, you know, even soccer when I was real little, and it was too much running for me. So I was like, I'm done with that after about so I was either 6 or 8. But yeah, sports has always been a big thing for me. So I think that's why, like how we're talking before the show, like that's why I'm trying to get back into that, and just kind of watch. Not really play it, of course, because I don't just there's no way I could probably play unless it was like a turkey bowl game one time a year. But kind of get back to what I enjoy, but also do what I need to do at the same time. So there's a little bit of balance, or set away a day, like how I set away Sundays for football. Like I come home from work, I bring home pizza for the kids and everything. Everyone's excited, happy. Wife ain't got to cook. Everyone's happy, except for when I put football on the TV. Then the kids will be upset because there ain't no Ryan's World or Paw Patrol or anything like that on the TV. But yeah, but we got to spend some family time, and now that football is kind of it's obviously over. Now I have to kind of make it like a movie day or something like that for the kids, so that we can still have that time. And like you said, I can still do a little bit of work. Is it going to be like it was like when I'd be by myself? No, but everyone needs a break. Everyone got to recharge their batteries and get boosted up and
Well,
uh,
yeah,
and keep things balanced.
yeah. I think there are people that their break is work. You know what I'm saying? There's people that are completely filled up by just working, like constantly doing something. I think it's a very, very little amount of people that are actually like that, right? Like everybody is there's a lot of this. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to hustle. It's like there's this big deal with hustling and entrepreneurship and all that, and it looks good. It looks real good because we don't live what they're living, right? But when you actually try to do what they do, that's where you discover whether it's something that you actually love or you don't. And it's fine to not love it. You could still be an entrepreneur, you could still be a business owner, you could still work really, really hard. But would you rather spend a lifetime working really hard for the wrong reasons or for the right reasons? You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
think it's just my opinion that the right reasons is going after doing exactly what you love. Like when you were playing football as a little kid, right? At that moment, did you think about money?
No, I didn't. I didn't need money. My mom kind of always,
Eh, eh,
provided
Everything,
pretty well. My dad.
yeah. At that, can you think back at that moment when you were a kid playing football, what you would have loved to do for the rest of your life?
Probably back then, probably was be a professional athlete. That was my goal.
And here's the crazy part, dog. Here is the crazy part. You can still do that right now. You can still do that right now. You might not make a lot of money. You might not be up there with LeBron James and them, but
Right.
you can still do that right now. If you really think about it, you can still do it. But that's gonna take a whole different type of work, a whole different type of sacrifice. Oh, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? But you can still do it. I don't care if you're disabled, dog. If that's what you want to do, you can do it. And ultimately, you'll be happy doing what you're doing, and you'll be happy even through the rough times, chasing that dream. Because it's like, dude, I'm going for it. I'm gonna be a Miami Dolphins football player. It's like probably the worst dream you could possibly have. But if that's your dream, live it, dog. Just
Right.
live it.
That would probably be my best shot at making the NFL would be for the Dolphins. The roster's a little bare right now.
Yeah, the truth is 1% of people, there's 99% of people that just aren't gonna achieve their dreams. But I think a lot of that has to do because they don't know what their dream is. And that's fine. Just gotta figure it out. Just gotta figure it out.
He also says when Jeremy was little, I worked as a manager at Starbucks. Money was good. I could probably move up and make more, but now I can go to everything. I'll take the less money, the pay cut for that any day. Yeah, that almost like right now. And I was thinking about this yesterday. What if I found a job that was part time? It might not make me as much money. I would obviously make less because it'd be part time. But what if I did that until I really got my feet, you know, got basically ready for full time, where I'm financial. But at the same time, I feel like that would almost slow me down in a way. But either way, that would help with my time situation where I'm able to do more with my time because now if my son has a sporting event or my daughter when she gets older when she goes to school she's in a play or something like that I can go to those things. um, but then I think about it like if I keep working this job where I'm making more money, you know, am I would I be able to do that when all this comes into play like when my daughter gets older and my other son gets older? So that's like a struggle with me, like I don't know what to do, like I'm in that like at crossroads with like, should I just go part time, find another job? I definitely can't go full time right now. I wish I could. I'm getting close. I'm about 25% into full time. I could go. The only way I could go full time right now is if work would call me or I'd go to work today and they go, "You're fired," and I get unemployment, and then obviously I'm full time and I still have some type of income coming in. But yeah, I see what she also says. She says, I mean, she'd rather have the pay cut and have more time to do those things that she wants to do. I totally agree. But but to like where I'm at, I'm like at a crossroads. Like I don't. I was thinking about this yesterday. Like, what if I just went part time somewhere, made $15 an hour instead of 21? You know what I mean? It's I don't know what to do. I'm probably
That
better off where
I
I'm at right
think
now.
I think that the right answer to that though is that there is no right answer.
Right.
I think it's you you make decisions and you can base your decisions off of other people's advice. You base your decisions off of your own advice, but there's no right decision. It's just the decision you make, and then that's the one you find out if it's right or wrong. Even if it makes sense. But I don't know. I firmly believe, dude, that when your back is up against the wall, you will fight. The hardest you've ever fought in your life. And your situation is different than mine. Like I said earlier, you got kids, you got a wife, you got a bunch of responsibilities. So that's why it makes it hard. But it depends on what you're willing to sacrifice.
Right.
Make sure your priorities are straight and figure out what you need to sacrifice. What are your priorities? Make sure that they're straight. And once they are, what do you sacrifice?
Right.
Because I can tell you right now, dude, like, quit your job and go hard full time, you know. But who am I to tell you that? You know?
Right.
And then if you listen to my advice and it goes wrong, you're probably gonna blame me.
Well,
you
I
know?
mean, even if I took your advice and that would happen, I don't blame anybody for what decision I make. You might have pushed me in that direction, but I ultimately made the final decision because, you know, I made the decision. You know what I'm saying? But I understand what you're saying. Like, I'm almost like with like how RC Maddox basically says, like he says that's when I decided to go full time, got laid off, collected unemployment. He's had 6 months to build up the eBay business, so I have to go back to work. Like, I know that if I had a period like that, like say 6 months, where the income I had coming in, whatever it was, unemployment, whatever, was not like that, went to bills, and the rest of my cash just got flipped for 6 months. In that situation itself, I would feel very high with my success rate because of I'm kind of betting on me and my investments and my money kind of flipping in that period to get me ready to that, to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, evident, like really honestly, like the only thing stopping me from going full time, well, there's two things. Uh, Cash. I need a little more cash, and just me, really. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I can definitely pull an income away. I have last year, just from looking at my taxes and stuff, just seeing my what I cleared after fees and all that fun stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I did make a good, decent, living or whatever. But sometimes you just gotta take the leap. Like basically that's what Tommy said right here. He said take the leap. I think it would be you would be so much more happier. You could do it. I guarantee I would be so much. I guarantee I'd be so much happier.
Yeah, dude.
Like when I go like you guys see me on here, I'm pretty happy go lucky. I'm trying to be a little funny. Like, I'm always in a good mood. Very rarely am I like in like a horrible mood. But as soon as I pull up to my work, I open my door, I look at that building. This face just goes into like emotionless, like blah. Like, that's basically how I can describe it. Like, I'm just like, totally miserable because the people I'm working for don't care about me or anybody really. They're just worried about their job being safe and their check going in their account and satisfying somebody above them versus the general well-being or the thought process of anybody who works at my job. So
Yeah, like everybody's talking about, you know. Oh, let me see. But like Tommy, he said, I think it would be so much happier. You can do it. This is the thing, man. Like, for example, me, I totally drive, like, I'm driven from fear. Like, fear drives me. I recognize fear as it's just my mind trying to get the best of me for the most part. Now, obviously, if there's a wild cougar outside and I feel fear, that's that's a cougar outside. I don't want to get eaten. I'm not just gonna go up to the cougar like, oh, you're just fear. But I'm talking about having your back up against the wall. Right before I left Miami, right before I was allowing, and I didn't realize it until I really thought about it, because I wasn't supposed to move until this month. I was supposed to stay in Miami until this month. I ended up leaving as soon as I realized that the only reason I was staying any longer than I already was because of fear. So when I realized that the only excuses or so-called reasons I had to stay in Miami, when I realized that those reasons were all just excuses, you know what I'm saying? that's when I said, oh, hold on. So what it is that I'm scared. I'm scared to do something new. I'm scared to change what I'm used to. I'm scared to go after what I really want because of doubt, because of insecurity. When I realize those things, because we all have it. We all have it. So when I realized what they were, and I realized those are just excuses that I turned into reasons. I told myself there's no reason why I don't just do this now. So next thing you know, within a couple weeks, I think it was max, I was gone. I was very underprepared. I was very like like it was like boom. I did it as fast as I could do it. And because I'm a person that always preaches jumping in the pool. And here I am not practicing what I preach, and I said it's time for me to jump in the pool. And I
Right.
really feel that every single person out there, if they just jump in the pool, they're gonna learn how to swim. They're gonna find out what it feels like inside the pool. You know what I'm saying? So if you got something you want, don't let your excuses become reasons, which will later on turn into regret. Because time will fly. Time will pass by, and you're always gonna have an excuse. Oh no, I never did it. I never did it because I was good at my job, and it was a steady check, and the kids went to school. Whatever your excuse is an excuse. You can totally do it. I believe that you, Nate, can literally leave your job, and it's gonna probably take a lot of hard work. You're gonna struggle a little bit. There's gonna be some hard times, but ultimately, those things you're gonna be able to look back, and you're gonna look back at it with a smile on your face, versus looking back at it with a frown, dude. Like, damn, why didn't I just do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not
No.
telling you to do it. I'm just saying I really believe that you and everybody else can do it.
Right. I'll tell you guys one thing. If you aren't subbed to me right now, sub to me right now, right? And I guarantee you, the day that dude quit my job, that video will be the most epic video that you guys ever watch. Because just because that's all I can say. Just, it'll be one for the ages for sure. Dana asked Alex, what made you realize it suddenly? Basically, to go do it.
Well, what made me realize what suddenly? Hold on, where's the question at? Oh, okay,
It
there it is.
popped it up.
What made you realize it suddenly?
I'm guessing that that you should have left when you earlier than what you had planned. Like what?
Because I practice certain things, like if nobody knows, I'm in recovery, and the reason I'm a week away from usually the fifth, so I'm 6 days away from celebrating 5 years clean and sober. Is because I practice certain things, and I always go back to, and it's controversial and all that stuff, but it's been working for me, and it's more than a lifestyle than anything. Is the 12 steps. The basic stuff about the 12 steps, and a lot of it has to do with getting to know yourself, doing like moral inventories, self inventories, always doing a fourth step, a 10th step, admitting your faults. That's why, like, I'm not afraid to tell you the truth, because it's mine, it's the truth, but that's what I was doing. I took a moment to reflect and meditate the way I meditate, and I looked at my situation from a different point of view, not just a constant, just this is how I always look at things. I looked at it from different angles. You know how they say there's like more than one way to skin a cat? You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing. Like, I could just keep looking at it the way I look at things, or I can look at it in different ways.
Right.
So that's I think that's what I did. What I did was I just realized, man, why am I? Because I was so miserable, dude. I was miserable. I was happy, but I was miserable because I couldn't do what I was wanting to truly do. So when I realized that, I said, I said, okay, let me take a second, let me think about this, and I just took some quiet time, man, and just really reflected. That's when I kind of disappeared from YouTube for a little bit. Like, not that I'm super active on YouTube right now, but that's why I stopped posting videos and stuff. There was a lot of time of reflecting on my situation. What route am I gonna take? What am I gonna do? And that's what it was. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I got the 12 steps right here. I'm gonna read you some.
I've read that many times.
Man, I got notes and everything. Look at that, notes and everything.
Yeah, you do.
I'm gonna hit y'all with some. And let me tell y'all something. I've been wanting to come out with a video on this. Let me know if you want to hear about it in the chat. A video about how there's people that aren't even, um, addicts or whatever you want to say. People that don't really need the 12 steps for what it was used for, that practice the 12 steps because it's just a great formula, a great lifestyle that you can try your best to live. You'd be surprised at who practices the 12 steps.
I'm going to answer this what Sleepless Hustler kind of said. So one thing I learned: never burn bridges. I have 3 jobs that I could go back today. Hold on, my chat jumped. If I wanted to always leave options on the table. See, the thing is with me in this job where I work at now, for example, they don't like me because I have an opinion. You know what I mean? I'm not like a robot or a mindless zombie that just does what they're told. And I mean, I do my job, I do good, and I have no problem doing the job. It just, if something can be done, it may be so much easier than I have an opinion, and they don't like that. And one of the things that one of the guys that's been there for about 20 years, and who basically was like my, I guess you can be like, say, your position mentor, I guess, the kind of guy that shows you everything how to deal with certain things, people, etc., etc. He said basically that to have success here, you're better off not saying anything and just doing what just doing it your way or whatever. I probably should listen to that because I probably would be better shape now than I would be before. Isn't that crazy? Like, they don't want you to have an opinion. They don't want you to even if it's something they might not have thought of. Like, they'd rather them thought of it than have you think of it. But go ahead, Alex. My apologies.
No, you're good, dude. I'm listening to you. I'm like multitasking right now. I'm taking in information from all angles. I was reading the chat, but I do want to read this one part right here. Like, I underlined one part, but I'm gonna read another part. It says, "For the wise have always known that no one can make much of his or her life until self-searching becomes a regular habit, until he or she is able to admit and accept what they find, and until they patiently and persistently try to correct what is wrong." Do you understand what that means? That's step 10, by the way. Continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it in your face. I just threw recovery in people's face, man. But yeah, you guys, they're looking for the 12 steps, man. You'd be surprised. I got woke. Yeah.
But from like, for example, like he says, take inventory if you're wrong, admit your wrongs in that piece, right? I have no problem saying if at work, like if I said something I'd be wrong, but my boss don't.
Yeah, but see, you're right. You're right. There's a lot to it's a lot of things that come with the 12 steps. I mean, but ultimately, it's not about your boss; it's about you. So it's more of a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. You definitely don't like. I think it was Kent. Was it Kent that was saying about the 3 jobs?
That was Sleepless Hustlers.
Batman, right?
Right.
It's Batman.
Macman.
Yo, it's true. I mean, you want to make sure that whatever decisions you make don't ultimately hurt you or anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So the decision, for the most part, even if it's the wrong decision, right? It's still the right decision because it's not hurting you or anybody else. So if you want to leave your job, let's say for example, because it's kind of what we're talking about, and you want to make sure, because you do want to make sure that those doors are open. You know, it's not so much feeding the doubt; it's more like it's the right thing to do. You know, because if you can leave your job successfully by letting them know, hey, look, this is what I'm gonna do, and they support you for it. You know what I'm saying? Then your doors are open.
Yeah,
But if you leave
maybe.
the way I left my first job, which was walk into the call center, start screaming at the top of my lungs, these people just robbing y'all. Y'all need to walk out with me. I quit. I hate this place. You do something like I did when I was 15, then yeah, that's not a good way. I still ended up going back to that job though.
Maybe. Maybe you guys have a point. Maybe I shouldn't go crazy when I quit. Because you never know. You know what I mean? It is a good job. It pays well. Maybe certain people won't be there if I ever leave and go back. Hopefully I don't do. But, like you guys said, that's always on the table if necessary. But I don't know if they would rehire me, though. Like everyone says, I'm a hell of a worker, so on and so forth, that I'm the best person on my crew. Like that's something that's, kind of everyone says, except for the other people on my crew, of course. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you guys are probably right. I should probably just do it professionally and start my professionalism with the day I quit my job and then carry it forward. In other words,
But yeah, man, I mean, ultimately, man, we want to, because you might not realize what your dream, right? At the end, your goals might not get achieved, but if you can live the dream, you know how when was the last time you ever dreamed, like an actual dream, like I'm asleep and I'm dreaming about flying around or something.
I
You
was,
remember?
I probably dream like probably once or twice a week. I don't dream too much. I usually pass out to the point where my mind is totally shut off because it shuts off for me because it says, "All right, you're tired," and I pass out like this.
Now let me let me ask you this: uh, in those dreams, do you remember? Did they have an ending?
Yeah, I was falling. I think I was
Oh,
dying.
but did you see the complete ending of that dream?
No,
No, right? Do you remember the exact beginning of it?
um, I don't think so.
Well, for the most part, when we dream, like you can remember how it started and how it ended, but the actual end result and the actual beginning of it, for the most part, it's vague. What you remember is those little details, right?
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like it's all about that journey. It's all about the experience. So you have your dream, and by having your dream, it's just simply as just living the experience. But the goal to get there, that's a whole different thing. Goals and dreams are totally different. You know, like I think it was Denzel Washington or something was talking about. A dream without goals is just a dream. You know.
Yeah, I think a lot of my dreams are like I'm getting like raided or people are trying to break into my house, and then somehow I'm falling. Like that's usually something in my dream. I guess it's more like it's like I dream my fears, in other words, or something. One thing I also want to point out too, like some people are just saying like, some people did it just, going full time, just kind of took the leap. See, I'm a gambling person, you know, but for me to gamble or me to bet on something, I have to feel like I have an advantage or I have a good chance of winning the bet. Even though it might be a mirage and it's really I'm betting in the wrong direction, if I feel that way, then I feel like I have a good chance, and that's usually what I do in business too. Like, I'll take risks. I've taken risks all my life. I mean, doing what I did in my past, every day that I woke up, not in a cell or shot or found next to the river, I was a good day. You know what I mean? That I was still alive and I was still doing my thing. So you know, I took many risks in my life, but and a lot of times I won, but a lot of times I lost big. So I almost feel that due to the stage of my life where I'm at, being that I just turned 35 and I kind of restarted my life so many times. I feel like I have one shot at truly doing reselling full time. Where if I would fail, you know, I feel like I would be the only shot I have, and if not, then I could do it very very well, alongside with a job because I wouldn't want to fail my family. You know what I mean? My wife has a lot of trust into me with everything that we do. She basically, I always do our our finances, our bills, and all that type of stuff. I was always kind of the money man in our relationship. So she basically gave me the keys to this whole thing. She says, I have faith in you. Go do your thing. And she always tells me like, you need to quit. She told me, she goes, if we have any type of refund, which I doubt we will, like she doesn't understand how you have a business, you pay taxes and stuff that usually you have to pay or whatever. But she thinks we're going to get this huge income or return because last year I did because I didn't have much income last year compared to this year. But anyway, um, she thinks that she pushes me to go full time all the time because she knows I can do it and she has my back. And she even said something about even going to get a part-time job so I can go full-time. But I don't want that either. I want her to keep doing what she does, and what she does an awesome job is taking care of my kids and my household, and kind of go old-fashioned where I'm like the sole proprietor of the finances, the breadwinner. I kind of like it like that too. I don't know. I don't like having her at work because she used to work a part-time job very like before the kids, of course. So it's a lot different
I almost started singing right there.
towards that.
When you said I like it like that,
I like it like that.
yeah, baby. I'm not gonna do it though. Yeah, dude. I mean, but that's awesome that you got that. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing, bro. That's a
Right.
blessing. You know, it's definitely you have more of how do I say it? I guess like opportunity, but it's not really. Yeah, you have more space, more potential. There you go. You got like more potential to take advantage of opportunities. It's a little smoother, for you. There's people in the chat I know that are single parents, and it's a little bit more difficult for them. Still achievable, still doable, just different method. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Different sacrifices, different struggles. You know, I
Yeah, like
think
I feel very fortunate that like Sis says, beautiful to have someone that got your back like that. Like because that she gives me that full confidence and she has my back like that. That's part of the reason why I feel like I only have the one shot. Oh, that and plus I'm getting older. I can't restart and kind of rebuild and rebuild every so you only have so many chances in time frame unless you come up on some money real quick. Which I mean, there's a lotto and a couple other ways you can do that unless you find a major super score, which we all know that's kind of hard to find too. So
when you say major super score, what do you mean?
like just like you find something and say like you pay $10 for it and you're engaged for it on Amazon and selling for $99 and they have 1,000 of them.
Yo, I
You know
know
that
somebody. I know somebody right now. I'm not gonna mention what it is or who they are because out of respect for them. But they found something that they sourced for $150, and it sells for $3,000 on Amazon.
Holy
Crazy.
schmoly.
Yeah, crazy. Like I ain't gonna lie, like there was a little bit of jealousy in the beginning when I first saw that. I'm like, dang, I wish I would have found that.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to have that little bit of feeling like that because that was out there. You didn't catch it. I didn't catch it. I also feel good that did happen because that means that hopefully there's another one like that where I can go get it. So it just adds fuel to my fire. You know what I mean?
Yo, can't ask. Well, he said it's the rat. What's up with Master Splinter, dog?
Master Splinter is no more.
There's no more.
Him and his tag team partner are out of here. So my basement's actually going to be looking more neat and tidy, and I can actually fix it how I want now because we literally scooped up Splinter and his gang, and he's gone.
You're a good man, Nate, and you got a good girl, Nate.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Heart emoji.
I mean that. I mean, in life, we all hope to find that person that that you know has that trust with them and everything like that. And I'm happy I just did. You know what I mean? And she's awesome. Together, we make a heck of a team. You know what I mean? We went through tons of trials and tribulations, and I mean, I think that honestly will basically like us going through that has made a little bit of success that we've had now just be so much more satisfying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like RCMADIAX, right? Because I was trying to sound it out, but I'm just gonna say that they said reverse engineer your dreams. What do you want the end goal to be, and what do you need to get there? That's something basic, but a lot of people don't think about it. Like we only see the end result, right? And we're like, but like how do you get there? And that's what that's kind of what deters you a little bit. You know, I want to own the Steelers. Well, that's just a dream. It's never going to happen because it's so unattainable. Because how do you do that? So what stops us is we start thinking, where do we start? Where in reality, you should start thinking, okay, where's the ending and work backwards. Because when you do that, you can formulate any plot to get there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a lot
R-
easier.
RC Maddox said very few people can make a full time on eBay/Amazon with just random RA and thrift funds. I 100% agree. That's a big portion of why I've kind of adjusted my business model as well this year, going into the wholesale and and I did Brown. My best month I think was about 8 grand on Amazon, and that's being gated in everything you can basically think of. You know what I mean? I'm someone starting today on Amazon would be gating the same things I'm gated in, which I have no idea why that is, but that's Amazon's. They have a motto, I guess, of what they let go and whatever else going on. But it's part of the reason why I went to that model because I want to have a base amount of products that I carry and bring in, where just going right to the warehouse, and even though it's not going to be 100% ROI or 150%, because 150% is usually my average 30-day amount of profit that I have per item. Um, by me getting that, now I have more of a base, which gives me more of a income that I can count on kind of every month versus like how you said, like, going to find 40 toys and going to another one and finding 10, and eventually those dry up, and then what am I doing? You know what I mean? So it goes into just what I'm doing with my model and everything.
Yeah, it's a constant having to replenish and find something new. Like I know somebody the other day, they had a product that they were buying for X amount, selling it for like 20 times more, and it was a great product, great turnaround. You know, the BSR was great, the sell through rate was great, just an awesome item. And then that distributor who they were buying it from stopped selling it. So now, at that moment, it's like, where do I find it? You know what I'm saying? And now it's like you have to start over. So no matter what you do, you're always gonna have to constantly be looking for the next item. But with wholesale, you're definitely it's a lot more what's the word, like, manageable, I guess, in the sense of you know exactly more or less what your numbers are more correct, and you know what you're getting yourself into. Whereas, RA, and it's fun. RA is fun. Online arbitrage is awesome. The money is great, and the more time you put into it and the more money, the more you're gonna get out of it. But the reason I started doing this full time, which full time to me, there's a whole different subject, but is because I'm not in it to make money as much as I am to make time. To me, time is a lot more important than money. Because they say time is money and whatever, but I feel that there's just this one difference between time and money that makes a whole world of a difference, and it's the fact that you can't get time back. You know what I'm saying? You can lose some money and you could recoup it. You know what I'm saying? Time, you lose it, you ain't gonna get it back.
Right.
So, you know, I'm in it to make time, not necessarily to make money. Now the crazy thing is you need the money to be able to make the time. But when you have that mentality of, okay, I want my time, you know, it opens up a lot of doors for you. And that's why I think like wholesale does help you with getting a lot more time back, and you have more control of your time. You know what I'm saying? Like if you wanted to, you could literally set yourself up to where you do something completely different. You could fully automate everything if you really play your cards right. You can literally not even be a part of it. Like maybe once a week, once a month, have a meeting and have everything running for itself. Um, but that comes with a lot of risk and and all that.
Hunting with triplets. So I think if your profit goals are under 100K in margin per year, I do think it's possible through thing in garage selling. It's not incredibly sustainable, but definitely possible. It is. I mean, it also depends on what area you're in. Like if you're in Florida, California, in the deep South, where the garage sales are a little more year round, I think you have a better shot with it. But like for example, with myself, I mean, it would be really hard, and I don't want to have the bins be a huge part of my business model. That is really ups and downs, and selling cheaper products, and it's a whole different thing too. So I mean, I would almost have to, during the wintertime, I'm gonna start going and sourcing Florida garage sales and stuff to be able to sustain some of that income if I would just do say eBay or whatever. But and that's why I do Amazon. That's really really why I enjoy it. It kind of uh, pumps itself up when eBay, when garage sales and stuff are gone, because clearance is a lot more heavier in store during that period. So it kind of, I don't want to say balance, because I am more Amazon than eBay, but when eBay's really starting to take a hit, my Amazon really pumps up. So kind of, I mean, overall, I would say I'm very sustainable. But for under 100K, yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm definitely still in that profit per year. But I mean, that's why wholesale is very important to me right now. I'm really putting a lot of research and trying to really um, put a lot of my money going into that here shortly.
Yeah, I got a question for the chat. Like everybody in the chat, um, do you do you have like certain connections that you've made, whether it's going to garage sales or going to even stores. You do you have connections that you've made with employees or just people in general that have repeat business or repeat inventory, like continued inventory? Because I think one of the most important things, I think it's one of the most essential things, man, is the relationships you build with people. Not everybody is open to just open like that. Like they don't have that personality or whatever it is that you need to start random conversations with people, or just be openly honest. Like there's everybody has their own opinion on whether you should say that you resell or not. Some people are like, oh, I never tell anybody, which is fine. And then other people are like, bro, I tell everybody. You know what I'm saying? I think it's super important to find that little bit of courage to be able to just be open and talk to people more, especially at garage sales. I've made relationships with people that are not in retail, that have nothing to do with reselling at all, and I've made relationships with them to where they're giving me constant product, good quality product for a good price, all because they know that that's what I do. And all because I made a good impression on them, because I was respectful, I was, you know, inquisitive, I was asking them about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think it's definitely something that when you guys go to garage sales, even the little old lady that she's there doing garage sales every weekend, or the couple that has the kid, that they put the kid to sell their own stuff, like everybody, let them know a little bit what you do, and get to know them, be a little bit more friendly with them, and you'd be surprised, man. I have a guy that calls me at least once a month, and I'm not even in Florida anymore, and he calls me once a month at least to tell me, hey, there's this studio that the guy's selling all his stuff. Do you want it? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I want it. Oh, so he's got like $10,000 worth of stuff that he wants to get rid of, like right now. He's like, yeah, he just wants to get rid of it all, whatever. And for $2,000, I get $10,000 worth of inventory. That's really good quality inventory. You know what I'm saying? That one sale will pay for my bills for the whole month. You know what I'm saying? And I might only sell one or two items a month from that $2,000 deal, but in 1 month I pay off what I paid, and the next month I'm in the profit. You know, so I think it's real important to just keep relationships building, meet people, and employees too at stores, managers. Let them know. You'd be surprised, man. You tell a manager at Walmart that you'll buy all their stuff, all of it, and they'll call you and be like, "Hey, check this out. This stuff's going on clearance tomorrow. You want to come see it?" And they'll tell you to come over, dude.
Right.
Right.
I've had a couple good transactions with dealing with managers, and we were talking about this yesterday on the show, where there's a bunch of an item, and the first time it happened with Anthony, and then the second time it was me and my wife, and it was a $15 or $20 item. They gave it to us for $1, and the other one 50 cents, and it was already down to $5, and I think 250 on the other one. And we told them, like, look, I'll take them all, but I need them for $1.50. And they were like, okay. And I just snatched them all up, sent them into Amazon, and poof, they were selling for basically full price on there. And we made a killing. It was kind of cool just having Anthony there for the first time it happened, because it was the first time I ever had it happen. And it goes to show you that relationships and with some of these people, these managers and stuff, they can be very, very profitable and very helpful for your business, because, like Alex said, one phone call, boom, now I got all this product and inventory for cheap. You know what I mean? Is all of it going to be awesome? Probably not. I mean, there's probably going to be some things that are going to be some duds that you're going to have to either lowball and sell on eBay, or just put on Amazon and kind of just wait for it for Christmas. for it to sell or something. But now you got all this profit that's going to come to you at some point with a very low risk and reward type situation. Some, like I said, but sometimes you might just have to wait a little bit. But that's something that I'm going to try and do more often as well, especially at garage sales, because there are a lot of people that have these bigger, nicer garage sales. They do storage lockers, and they do possibly even some type of reselling business or something where they do Facebook Marketplace only, and they might have a bunch of inventory that they just want to dump. And it's awesome to find these people and to make these connections.
Sorry. Kent has the best comments of life, bro.
Kind of hilarious.
It's like I'm reading the chat, and then I get to Kent's comment where he says, "We are discussing glass, Tim." I'm sorry, that just got me. Oh,
I like his step 4: buy plenty of ramen.
yeah, that was a great life lesson right there.
Ramen's like the cheapest thing you need. I've had too much ramen in my life. I wasn't much of a choice. Why?
Over the years, is in the house. What's up? And we
Oh,
also got old school Pigger. What's going on, man?
what's up? For anybody who hasn't heard, Anthony is sick. I think he has the flu. So I was very happy to bring Alex on the show to give me a little help today. So keep Anthony in your prayers, and hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. Um, always miss my buddy, but I'm glad I could fill the slot with my other favorite Fatman. Fatman.
Your friendly neighborhood fat man.
If you guys aren't subbed to Alex, his link is in the description, so make sure to click on that. If you aren't, he does a live every Saturday. Comes up with some great videos. It's not always reselling stuff. Sometimes he's at Popeye selling chicken sandwiches or riding around with
Hey, that's reselling, bro. What you mean? That's reselling outside. Look, I'll tell you what. My channel.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
My channel is random. Is random sometimes. I just like the creative process of it. So like I'll play with editing and stuff like that because I enjoy doing that. But I try to stick the reselling in there. And but it's definitely whenever I do like an actual reselling video, it's more of the position of somebody who has nothing. So like I want to help people realize that there's no excuse, bro. You can start with nothing. It's gonna sometimes gonna take a little longer, but you can definitely start with nothing. There's a million ways to get money. Swiss Beats said it. Jay-Z said it. There's a million ways to get it. Now choose one. And that's what I do. I had a dude, a friends with Ray, the entrepreneur, the grand family, something grand family. I'm sorry, I'll look it up and I'll tell you what the name is later. But I did the video about raising my credit score, dude. Right, and I did it because I really wanted like people to see it to hopefully better their credit score because I was blown away that my credit went from a 537 or something like that to a 765. You know what I'm saying? Within less than a year, dude. And so I did that video to share it, and he messages me yesterday. He was like, "Bro, you're right. In a month, my girl's credit score went up 30 points. So like their credit score went up 30 points. So I'm happy I did that video and it helped them. It's not monetized. I got hit with a strike on that one for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't care.
I'm gonna have to watch that video because I'm trying to repair my credit from prior relationship. Killed my credit. But anyway, yeah, so I'm trying to fix it. I think I'm doing an okay job with it so far, but maybe you might have a little trick up your sleeve. I might have to check out.
Dude, it's the simplest thing. It's one of those things that you scroll by because you think it's crap, like you think it's like spam or like a scam or whatever. But I looked into it and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try this. You want me to explain it real quick? I'll explain it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. There's an app called Moneyline. And Moneyline is the system is you borrow money, right? They give you a loan and you pay the loan off either bi-weekly or monthly, whatever it is. For me, it was bi-weekly. I pay it was $20 towards the loan, and then $20 went into a savings account with them, right? Or an investment account. My bad, not a savings, investment. And I think there was like a $10 fee or a $5. I can't remember exactly, but you get essentially like a $500 loan. And if you do it correctly, the way I did it, you set those $500 to the side. You don't get that loan because you need money. If you get a loan because you need money, things, you have a good chance that things are not going to work out for you. Get the loan because you want to build the credit, right? So you get those $500, you put it to the side, and you keep that $500 to pay every bi-weekly, right? And just keep paying and try to keep it for at least 6 months to a year. It'll take you a year to finish paying, but if you keep that loan for 6 months to a year, what you'll see is in the first couple months, your credit scores are going to get boosted. Now, I'm not a credit expert, nothing like that. I'm just saying your credit score is going to get boosted. And then all of a sudden, by the end of the year, who knows how many points is going to go up. But what you're essentially doing is using that loan to pay that loan. You pay the interest on it, which for me, I think I ended up paying like $40 at the end of the year is what I came out of my pocket. On top of that, the the $20, the $40 a month that was going towards the investment just kept making money. So at the end of the year, not only did I save, I think it was like $400 or something like that, because I didn't even go for a year. But I not only did I save $400 but I also made like almost $100 off of the investment portfolio that I had. So I made money, raised my credit score, and I did it because I was responsible about it. So it's definitely, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I made money, and I raised my credit score. I could pretty much get anything I want right now, and mess up my credit score again. But so yeah, it's something you guys can look into it.
I know. I know Anthony and Tommy 2.0 have done the PayPal working capital loans. I have not. I might try and do it if I can, but I think because my business is considered new because I got it LLC and everything this year, that they consider me like a new business. So they almost denied me instantly because of it. But I don't know. It's weird. I think I tried doing it like a month ago just to see if it'd work out, but they denied me because I'm a new business and I guess I need a year worth of business information before they would actually do it for me.
Yeah, I've looked at it, but I haven't done it. Would you look at that? I've looked at it. I haven't done it myself though.
RC Maddox says, stop paying your credit cards, let them go to default. Let the card companies will agree to 0%. You make small payments. I'm doing that now with Walmart, Target, and Amazon. It works like a charm. I don't, I don't, I don't know. I don't have any. I don't have any credit cards other than I have a couple debit cards, and oh no, I'm sorry, I do have a credit card. I have a business card, and then I have one where um, it's basically like you put up X amount of dollars. That's your credit line for the credit card, and then you're basically spending your money over. Like it's basically like I think it's called an unsecured credit card.
No, I think it's secured credit card. No?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's secured because I'm putting up the money for it. So I'm building my credit every month, and they're taking no risks, but they're doing all the stuff I need them to do by reporting to the credit places that hey, he's paying his bill on time. And they look at what you use on the card. So they say, from what I understand, if you say you have a $200 limit on your card, just to say, if you use like 100 every month and pay it back every month, then that's the best thing you can do for credit. If you have a credit card that's say, $200 and you use $200 every month, like 198 or whatever, they look at that as like basically like, I mean, if as long as you're paying it off, it helps, but it doesn't help as much because you're overextending to the full amount of your credit. In other words, so it's almost like they look at it as a little bit of a risky situation. In other words,
Yeah, well, from what I understand, you don't want to have too many accounts open compared to how much money you owe. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to owe you don't want your credit limit to be at like $2,000 and you owe $2,000. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So when you get a credit card, the best thing to do is to use it but pay it off at the end of the month. Like you don't really want that money to go over. From what I understand, I could be wrong, but um, you want to use a small percentage of it, like maybe 30% or something, 40%, and uh, and that's how you do it. Another good one is I know people. We all know people. There's people that all of us in the reselling community know that they do, like, for example, wholesale, and they make no money whatsoever off of their wholesale. Like not a penny profit do they make off of wholesale, because they're selling their products super 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 cheap, and they're selling it in quantity and whatever. They do like pallets and things like that. But the way it gets paid off is because they use credit cards with cash back, and they use the cash back plus they use like discounts from like Rakuten and all these different things. But that basically funds their wholesale project. But that project that they're doing is simply to and it's just the truth, man. It's simply to make it seem like they know what they're doing so that they can get people to believe them and buy their courses, buy their, buy their just anything that they have that they can make money off of on social media. You know what I'm saying? Watch their YouTube videos, you know, that kind of stuff. Like they really don't make money at all whatsoever off of reselling, but they're still making like $1 million a year, but they don't make any profit, you know? And they
right.
do that to have content to get people to follow them and buy their stuff, which is where the real money's at. Yeah, it's definitely. I do not knock the hustle, man. Let me tell you, I don't knock the hustle. Much respect to that hustle right there.
Yeah, that's a lot of work to just to do it. But once you get that following or whatever, I guess that helps. So
Yeah, I mean, you're thinking of like $30,000 in just overhead a month. You know what I'm saying? Employees, storage, shipping, deliveries. Just overhead a month, you're looking at like $30,000, and then you're making maybe 20,000, and then but all that money really just balances out at the end, and you made $0 profit. In some cases, they lose money, but it's all an investment towards another goal, which
right,
is essentially what this is about, right? Your dreams, your goals, and all that stuff. We're talking about it. Real estate, bro. Who in here in the chat is already invested into real estate or is thinking about going into it, or ultimately that's their ultimate goal? Because when it comes to business, that's my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is to have the credit, have the funds, which you don't need funds to start real estate, but essentially, eventually to own real estate, like around the world, rental properties, rent to own. I'll lease it to you. Don't worry about your credit. Just pay me monthly. But if anything happens to the house, you're responsible for it because you're renting to own. You know what I'm saying?
Scott says he has 4 rental properties. That's awesome. Yeah, I agree.
Petting profits. I have 2 dogs. Hey, that's a hustle right there. If you got a male and a female dog, that is a hustle. You
I've done that.
you can make money off of them dogs, bro. We got a great Pyrenees here, and those things go for like a couple $1,000. And the first thing they did when it was a puppy was do the Bob, what do you call them? The Price is Right thing, spay and neuter your pets. So we can't make money on them. Eric has a couple acres. Infamous Stacker staying liquid for the next recession. 3 plays working on the fourth. 3 places working on the fourth. There you go.
Eric says credit card points are awesome, though if done properly and know the game. Yeah, 100%. As long as you take care, of what you got to, and those points are just bonus, and you have good credit. It's not going to hurt you as long as you pay that off.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's the credit card points. There's a cashback. There's credit card points. I think which one was it? I think it was Discover. No, I'm not gonna start saying crap. People gonna be like, "Oh, he said get a Discover card. I got it. Now I'm screwed."
Yeah, like, oops, I clicked on the wrong one. Kelly Como Ward says rental property sounds like a headache, ready to happen. Don't want to deal with people. In my area, it's super tough. Super tough. But if I was down, say, like Miami, and I bought like a really nice property, or I don't know where else, New York or something, you can really be very picky on the people that you rent to. If it was someone in my area, I would just have to hope that they're not hustling, street pharmaceuticals, or they're doing them, and hope they have a good job, or unless they're a college student near my local college or whatever. That would be the only two, and property values aren't very high, but like I was telling Alex, I could probably buy a house here for $5,000, put 15 into it. Now it's a $20 investment, and now the house worth 40,000-50,000. Where I can make a profit right away, or I could rent it out for $400, $500 a month, nothing included, and kind of it's a little more of a slow but steady kind of hustle if done correctly. But renter's insurance will help with a lot of the property rental property headaches, as long as you have that built into your rental agreement, or make them like you set it up, you put their name, and then you just make sure that you pay it, and it's part of the lease agreement.
Well, I mean, I think with real estate and rental properties and things like that, it's like anything else, man. You want to find a way to automate it, bro. Like if you own one property and you're renting it out and you live in the area, so essentially all you're really doing is letting the renter just pick up the money, basically. At the end of the day, there is other work involved into it. So, like for example, my stepfather, he does maintenance, but he has his own company and he does service jobs and stuff like that for different cabin companies out here. So, but he does because that's just what he likes to do. But those cabin companies, they own, like we know a couple. They're Cuban from Miami, young. They have, I don't know how many cabins, bro, maybe 50, 60 cabins. You think that they by themselves are able to take care of that? No. They got people and other people to take care of stuff for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about, figuring it out, and money and how much you pay, and because at the end of the day, it's about time, man. You could imagine working at your job, right? Your regular 9 to 5, but finding a way that you can have somebody else do your job for you, and you
Right.
still get paid. You know what I mean? Like, hey, bro, I got a job for you. You're gonna get paid $14 Oh man, really? Yeah. What do I do? All you gotta do is go to work, go to my job, grow a beard,
Just do
wear
what
a
I
hat,
grow beer.
bring it, and, and just do whatever the boss tells you to do. All right, yeah, no problem, man. $14 an hour. All right. Meanwhile, they're paying you 20. You're taking home $3 an hour, but you're doing absolutely nothing. Well, not absolutely nothing, but yeah, you get the idea.
If the fees would only cost 10% to have a management company run it, which I had no idea that would be the cost, or if it is, but if that is true, that would be well worth it. Well worth it.
What was it? What was it? I'm sorry.
RC Maddox said if I got in the run properties, I would definitely hire a management company to run it. The 10% fees they charge will be well worth it for me, not having to deal with all the little stuff. If that is the case, if they only want 10%, that's like a steal because of the all the nonsense having to fix this or whatever the case may be. I mean, well worth it. I would
Yeah, I
definitely do
mean,
that.
at the end of the day, it's about scaling, right? It's about scaling. It's about starting at the bottom, working your way up, and hopefully the end results is to where you really you spend the least amount of time investing into that. There's people that run 200 plus nonprofits, let alone their businesses. Like, they have businesses that make them money, but then they also have 200 nonprofits or more that they're like CEOs of or presidents of. You get what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
about scaling. You got to find a way to get other people to kind of work for you. You're gonna make less in the end, but you're gonna have so much more time to where essentially gonna make you more. So it might seem, oh, I'm paying somebody $30,000 a year to take care of a task for me every year, right? But that one task is giving you back how many a year? you know, you can put that time into something else.
Right.
Laundromats
100%.
do kill it, Eric. They don't
Yeah.
have to
Like
deal.
the the amount saved not having to deal with a lot of the stuff. Like I understand you have to pay the the repair costs or whatever, but just having that company find your tenants, do the repairs, so on and so forth. I mean, just then it comes down to basically like I can know nothing about real estate other than like this is a good neighborhood or this is that, and buying stuff at a good price like these properties, and then I basically just hand it over and say, okay, do your job, fill this up, get someone good, make sure the place don't burn down, and then it just becomes now you're just acquiring pieces of property, and they're gonna take care of the rest for you. I mean, that'd be awesome to do. That makes real estate in my area maybe a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? Easier to manage for sure, just by having that. Like I would definitely do that.
Yeah, like for example, my stepdad, I know he charges all the companies that he works for a monthly fee. So whatever, I don't know exactly his numbers, but I know he charges a monthly fee that no matter what, the end of the month they cut him a check. On top of that, he charges a service fee. So if they just call him, and he shows up to a place, whether I think he's making $100, you know. And then on top of that, if there's repairs, he has receipts of stuff, But imagine you having to do that. So, that's ultimately the idea with even just a simple rental property, 3-bedroom house, two bathrooms and a backyard. You know, you can just rent. But there's this thing called rent to own, man, which I love that concept so much more because the concept is rent the house and ultimately you still have to take care of any repairs because it's your property renting from you. So if the AC breaks, if the plumbing goes bad, you have to figure. So that's either going to cost you time or money. But if you do rent to own, guess what? You just signed. You're gonna charge a little bit more, right, per month because you're essentially. So I'm gonna and at the end of the day, they're invested into it to where if the AC breaks, they don't call you no more. They got to figure out a way to fix it. If the plumbing goes bad, they got to find a way to fix it. So that kind of takes the minor services, taken care of. Obviously, if there's something crazy or whatever, but ultimately the turnaround, if within a year, I think it's I don't know. There's numbers involved. Whatever. It's a lot better. Put it like that.
Spencer, I bought my first house in college. It's in Pittsburgh, Mount Lebanon. I still own it. 4 years, and 3 college roommates paid a 30-year mortgage, paid it off in 4 years. Yeah, that property is probably worth some money too because Mount Lebanon area is a good area. I mean, I don't really know of any like bad parts of that or whatever. So that property was a score for you to get it paid off because of the roommates and everything. So that's awesome.
Nice. You see, and that's really that's awesome.
He got that from how old are you then, Scott? Like 25 or so? You had to be young. I mean, and you had your own house paid for in a great area. Paid off so early that now you're able to use that and just you probably made hand over fist. The amount of money you invested or put into that house for those couple of years that you were there.
Yeah, Mount Lebanon sounds like it's money.
Oh yeah, I mean the Pittsburgh.
Like, where do you live? Like almost like they got like a wooden tobacco pipe in their mouth when they answer you. Like, I live in Mount Lebanon.
He said, "Yep, 25. It was 29 years ago before Pittsburgh started booming, or 19 years ago." He means, yeah. I mean, you probably got that thing pretty cheap too. Back in '99.
1999. That was a good year. Everybody wanted to sell because they thought that the world was going to come to an end. Here's my $300,000 house for $20.
Yeah, storage facilities in certain areas would be great, not only for the rent you could charge, but the stuff you can get. If you instead of having to auction those off, you just keep them for yourself, and boom, awesome finds and profits, especially if you're a reseller like all of us or most of us here.
Yeah, and see, and that would be a whole different game too. Like when it comes to real estate, that the whole model behind that to have it self-sustained is it's going to be a totally different game because now not only are you renting out a piece, but now you also have to deal with people not paying and the stuff that they leave behind. I'm sure that there's licenses and different things that you need to have and maintain and upkeep.
Telling Profit says I may start out buying a duplex, live on one side, rent the other, pay it off early, and reinvest. The snowball effect. That I've seen people do that, and have a lot of success. Not only because of the other person paying the majority of the mortgage or all of the mortgage, but also because you're able to keep good decent ties of what's going on in your property next door because you're living there, and you're also getting cheap rent. I mean, like for example, like if I got a duplex and I bought it out, and then I would maybe even put in have it build my Amazon storage facility or packing area and just use it for that, or rent both sides, and then you should be definitely making money because you got 2 tenants in the building. But I've had a couple of people do that where they rent the other side of a house. Like it would be like a big, huge house, but they just split it down the middle basically somehow. And now it's two separate houses, and you're able to get more money for it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a million ways to get it, man. A million ways to get it.
why I love reselling. You know what I mean? Like, I could take my business and change it every day. I mean, it wouldn't be a smart thing to do, but there's so many different ways that you could change it. Like, say if something's more profitable or whatever, I could just instantly just turn the dial and just go for it. Like, if we ever go through a recession, I mean, I'm sure that's going to be coming soon because we've been doing so good, in the recent years. That's when property values typically are great to buy because people aren't buying homes, and people, look for a little less money for them. So if someone is really interested in doing real estate, start saving that money up now, or making sure that credit's good now, and you can have get yourself some properties for a great deal. You know what I mean? You can even do auctions at the courthouse of properties that basically get seized or whatever for non-payment, or what's it called, a bank. They get defaulted by like to the bank or whatever, and then they basically auction them off right at the courthouse. There's a TV show that does that stuff where they remodel them and fix them up.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are moving ready, but that's very
You
rare.
know what I'm looking for?
What are you
I
looking for?
can't. I can't remember the exact name, but I'm trying to remember. No, it doesn't exist. I was looking into it last month with my brother-in-law. I mean, my brother, not my brother-in-law. But there's a website. He's bought a bunch of property out for that website already for super cheap. And maybe somebody knows in the chat. Now it's like it's a lot of it is farmland. A lot of it is like wooded area, stuff like that. But it's still land that you can own and do whatever you want with. So does anybody know? It's like farm something or like. So I had put farmers only. That's a dating site, but not that one.
Hey,
It's,
Robert.
hey, look, it's Robin. There's a lot of ways to get it, man. Yeah, a buddy of mine out here. He started out by doing the duplex thing. He got a duplex, fixed it up just a little bit, rented out one side, lived in the other with his girlfriend. And within a year now, he has I don't know how many properties under his belt. He just posted something on Facebook. It's a picture of a beat up like double wide, like torn, like nasty, just torn up. Like not maintained. And it's a picture of that, and it says free double wide. Just all you got to do is take it off of the property. So he's doing big things, and he started with the duplex thing.
It's funny how you set up some of these things and get it rolling, and how things like snowball and you get bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? It's all because of when you own property, you can borrow against them and use those to get more money, and more to do more investments and other things too. So um that, and then you also have the cash flow because now you're making money every month on top of what your taxes would be or whatever the case is. So it's an amazing business venture to be in, especially if you have property in the right areas, colleges where you can rent to students, that you get more of a primo amount than you would like just saying in a regular neighborhood. I mean, unless the neighborhood is where the rich and famous live, of course it's gonna be more. But like my uncle, he owned I think it was like 9 or 10 properties, and they're all around like our big college that's local to us. And he was charging like $500-600 a student, and he was putting 4 or 5 students in a house. I mean, just think how much. And I mean, like, this area isn't anything special. It just has the college. It was in walking distance to the school. I mean, it had some pluses like that, but other than that, it was nothing special. It wasn't like you go in the house and there's like tile floors and stuff. I mean, these places
Yeah.
were, you could tell they were college lived in places. You know what I mean? They weren't for the rich and famous or the wealthy. They were just for college students to go to school, have a place to sleep, and everything else. But he was making like $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and this was back in 2000, this was back I think in '99 when I was little. He was just making bank. He would take me with him, and he would do little minor repairs and go to collect and do stuff like that. And he was telling me about all this, and I'm like, wow, like you make all that, and that was off one house. He was making $2,000 to $3,000 off one house. Times that by eight, or it was either 8 or 10 he had. Let's just say 10 to make it easy math. That's $30,000 a month. You can essentially buy a property every month with that 30 grand, because that's how cheap housing is in this area. I could buy a house for 5 grand. It probably wouldn't have much in it, or wouldn't have much to stand on. But you have the land, you have the usually the foundation's at least good, and you just fix it up. I've seen some houses in here, and man, like you really don't got nothing else other than a foundation, but. You know what I mean? The property has potential, and it's in a certain area, and then boom, it's $100,000 house. You put 20 grand into it, you pay a couple grand for it, put 20 in, now it's 100,000. You flip it. If it's a good school area and the neighborhood's good, it'll sell really quick. You'd be surprised. So.
Yeah, and it's true what Petting Profit says. Many just don't know the process or how to get homes and property cheap. The thing is that there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of things that you can do. You just have to investigate it. Like research it, figure it out. But first, you got to hear about it. So again, first you got to dream, and then you work your way backwards on how to get that dream. But if you don't have a dream, then I don't know. How you gonna have a goal if you ain't got a dream, right? And how you gonna have a dream if you don't make goals?
1,000%.
But one day, man, we're gonna have a collab video, me and you, and we're gonna be like, we sold this, and like by selling all this garbage, right? We're able to one day invest and buy houses, man, and it is possible. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm not there yet, but I'm in the process of getting. The reason I'm in the process of getting there is because I saw others do it. I know it's possible, but also because I have an ultimate dream, and I'm really going after that dream. And that's all it's about. Just living every day, bro. I'm hustling.
That's why YouTube and everything is so awesome. You can follow us on our dreams and what we're doing, and if it's something you like, you can copy it, and we're always here to help. And if you want to watch Alex's dream turn into an amazing thing, check out his channel. It's in the description. But I think we're gonna cut it off here, bud. I really appreciate you coming on today. It was awesome always to have you on. I know a lot of people love seeing you on the morning show with us. So whenever you have some time, just let us know, and we'd love to bring you back anytime you're able to. Really appreciate you filling in, man. You rock.
Thank you, bro. I love being here. And everybody, if you have not hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. I love this hat.
You want to do any plug of what's going on in your show, channel, anything like that?
If you guys didn't see the show last week, we had a really cool couple from Australia called Retro Rescuers. Things got kind of wild. It was fun. We talked a little bit of reselling, and we just had fun. We laughed a lot, laughing on that show. That was on my channel. It was this past Saturday. If you didn't go see it yet, check it out. It's a fun show. But we do a rotating show where every Saturday night it's called Bad Boys of Reselling. It's between me, My Flippin' Life, which is Jordan, and El Cubanazo, which is Oscar. It's us three, so we rotate between each other. This week, I'm not sure who the guest is, but it's gonna be Life's channel. So if you're not subscribed to either one of those guys, you could either just go to my channel, and they should be in the, what do you call it, like list or something like that. Go check them out. If not, their links are always in the descriptions of all my videos. So definitely. Other than that, I'll be doing some videos soon. And it's gonna be cool. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I always try to, we're real big into, sharing, everyone that's part of us to share the channel and their stuff. And, like I said, I really appreciate you coming in today. So that's why I wanted to make sure to give you an extra little highlight at the end right there. So to do what you do. Because, Jordan comes into our chats and he's always in there. So I'm probably pretty sure that a lot of people will probably sub to him. So, but if you're not, just make sure to check out Alex's channel. Like I said, it's down in the description. He'll be in, or Jordan's channel will be in the suggested channels on the right hand side of his page. Just click on there, subscribe, click those bells. But we're out of here. Hope you have a fantastic day, and remember, dream big,